Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído para que te acuerdes.
Hola, bienvenidos a la clase de Español 101. Soy la señora Christy, su maestra. Maestra means teacher in español, and in the Latino culture you can call people by their title and that shows respect. So while in English saying hello teacher would sound a little strange, in the Spanish-speaking world it actually would be quite appropriate. Just as calling your aunt tía or your cousin primo would be used actually instead of their name. It's about giving respect to the places people have in life, both in your family and your job. So you can call me Señora Christie, Mrs. Christie, like we would in the United States, or just profesora or maestra, since I'm your teacher. So with that short cultural lesson, I welcome you to an elementary Spanish course that focuses on learning the basics of the Spanish language and culture. While how much you learn ultimately depends on the work and effort you put into it, at the end of this course, everyone should be able to ask and answer questions about specific topics like personal information, likes, dislikes, activities that you do. This class does not require prior Spanish knowledge. If you've taken Spanish in the past or you have parents or family members who spoke Spanish to you, I really encourage you to see the placement test folder in the Empieza Aquí Start Here tab. If you are a beginner and you want to learn the basics about the language and culture, this is the course para ti. Since this is a Spanish course, in future videos, I'll really try to focus on speaking Español. Some of you, this statement might scare, some of you may love it. If it doesn't make sense to you, because you think, well, we're not required to know any Spanish, think about the best way to learn a language is to use it. The more you put into it and challenge yourself, the more you're going to get out of it. Believe that you can do it. I will try to use Spanish that I think you probably will understand by guessing or by considering the context. I encourage you to try to understand based on what you know, what you've learned, and what the situation is. Just because you don't know exactly what the word means doesn't mean that you can't understand what's being said. If you don't understand, it's okay. Está bien. No pasa nada. That's part of the process. Just try not to get frustrado or frustrada, but take advantage of the oportunidad. If in the very least, just to become familiar with the language. Challenge yourself. As in a live class, you will be required to participate. However, unlike a live class, you can't sit in the back corner and let everyone else do the talking. You have to participate to get the credit. An example of that is for the discussion boards. They're labeled conversaciones. You have to post your comment and respond to two other classmates' posts. For all the work in the class, you'll be responsible and graded based on your part. Now let's talk about the time that goes into the course. Since you're taking an online course, that is basically a course that works at your pace. You have due dates for assignments, and you see that they're every day just to help you space out the work.
But you have cutoff dates on Sundays. And then the final week is all about prepping for that final, where you'll have the opportunity to do some worksheets for points and for practice. And these must be turned in before you take your final, so make sure you see the dates on that. So the Sunday cutoff date allows you for some freedom throughout the week to work around your schedule and work out any technical issues that arise. But please keep in mind that you're doing in 8 weeks. That's 2 times faster what students do in a regular 16-week semester. So it's going to feel a bit like a full-time job of Spanish work.
With that being said, the time it actually takes you will depend on how much you really want to learn. How much time and effort you put in it will ultimately correlate with what you get out of it. While most requirements would tell me that you should plan to spend at least 36 hours a week on this course, I want to focus on telling you to allow yourself the time to really learn. That's why I don't want you to wait until the end of the week to start your assignments. Make your attitude not that you just want to get it done or pass the course. Use the opportunity to really learn something. Make that your goal and allow yourself a significant amount of time each day to dedicate to learning. This is a 100-level course and is a doable course if you do the work. I believe that while we all learn at different paces, everyone can learn. And as you see in the graded components, this class is about the work. The value you see in the percentages, the work is actually more than the exams. Follow the course calendar, complete all the work, and do it to the best of your ability. And I know you can. There are a lot of little assignments that make up this course, and it's really important that you follow the course calendar in order to stay on schedule. Language isn't meant to be learned in big chunks. It's better to learn a little at a time. So if you're waiting until that last due date, you're not allowing yourself the opportunity to learn. You have due dates every day that really encourage you to spread out the work and not wait till the end of the week to do all the assignments. The cutoff dates are to recognize that we all have different schedules, and it allows you a little freedom to decide what and when works best for you. Even though you technically have all week, it is not recommended that you wait until the last days and hours to do the work. You really won't be able to get the most out of the assignment, and I think you'll find yourself very frustrated. It'll be hard to retain it as well. Don't cheat yourself, but instead give yourself the time to really learn. Don't expect me to save you when you start your work on Saturday or Sunday and aren't able to get it done on time. So all the assignments are opened in advance to allow you to work ahead. Due dates are established to help pace you. You do have 2 OOS passes to use for the summer course, and I encourage you to check out the syllabus for more information so that you can use them wisely. Other than the OOS passes, you will not have access to submit Blackboard assignments after the closing due date. That's it. Your first assignment of the course scavenger hunt is going to help you explore and understand what to expect, what you need to complete in the course, how the course is set up, and the resources that are available to you. Let's talk a little bit about that. In the Start Here button, Empiece Aquí, you have your course requirements in Paso Uno, and then important technology and support information. So when you have problems with Blackboard, Yuja, when you want to know what you need and the phone numbers and things to find, you can go back to here. Once you work through Paso Uno and Paso Dos, know what's required of you and what resources are available to you, you're ready to start working through the modules in Tarea Asignaciones. Every day you're going to work from this button. This is basically where you're going to live once you get started. Tarea is the Spanish word for homework. All assignments for this course are found in Tarea Asignaciones button. Tarea includes everything you need to know and do.
There are 4 Blackboard exams that will prepare you for the proctored midterm and final. For these 2 exams, the midterm and the final, you will need to schedule an online proctor during the test time frame for each exam that I have. And you can take this test anywhere at any time that's convenient for you, just within that time frame. You don't have to pay for the proctor, but you do have to schedule them. While proctored midterm and final may sound a bit daunting, just think that all the work that you do will help to prepare you, and that work really does count more than these 2 exams. The coursework is divided up into 12 modules, and then you'll also have 4 checkpoints, as I said, with 4 practice tests. And you have practice tests in My Spanish Lab and then in Blackboard, and this is the goal to help you prepare. So you might say, why 2 practice exams? In My Spanish Lab, you can take it over and over again, and the one in Blackboard includes culture that isn't in the My Spanish Lab, and it's going to be more similar to what's on your midterm and final. So make sure that you review those exams and ask me any questions before you take your proctored exam.
For each module, you'll see a checklist of what you need to complete in that module, and you'll see 2 folders. One is a reading folder that includes tons of resources, and let's start looking at that first. Module Readings 1. You're going to see first the syllabus that you're going to need for your first scavenger hunt quiz, the Yuja information that you'll post your introductory video. That's what will also be you'll be using for future presentations, and course content. For each lesson, there's an abundant amount of resources. For example, your first lesson on greetings and SARE, you see that folder? You'll first see a video link of me going through the PowerPoint and teaching it maybe like I would in a class. You can download or enlarge the PowerPoint to review it on your own, and if you have any trouble doing it through this link here, remember that there is in Module 1 reading folder a folder that's titled PowerPoints for Module 1, just in case there's any issues. You also see in the greetings and SARE that there are a lot of YouTube videos and other information. So there's plenty of resources in this folder, both from me, your textbook, and other sources online. It's up to you to decide which and how much of the resources you need to complete the assignments. You'll also see in this folder your discussion board information. So when you get to your assignments and need to post something about, the first one is greetings, the information about what to post is going to be in your reading folder, in the conversaciones. The first one is greetings. Read the information and then go to the module assignments folder to post your original post. You'll see the rubric there as well. In the module assignment folder, that's where you see what you need to do, and you see links to quizzes, practice tests, Turnitin document submission links. You also see the My Spanish Lab assignments, and then videos of me going over the My Spanish Lab. So if you have trouble as you're doing it, you can use that video. And if you have trouble completing an assignment, it really doesn't make sense, you may need to look back in the reading folder as your resource. If you feel overwhelmed right now, don't worry. You can do it. Si se puede. We're all in this together. The best way to reach me is by email. Don't forget that you are in this journey with your classmates as well. If you're confused or have questions, post your questions in Conversaciones FAQ. You probably aren't the only one with this question, and asking it for the class will help them as well. Although this video is through YouTube, your future videos will be done in Yuja, a program supported by Blackboard that allows you and I to record presentations that show our screen and our webcam stream. You can access this through the Yuja button. For your first video assignment in Module 1, you'll see information about Yuja in the Readings folder and the list of information you need to include in the Assignments folder. If you have problems with your computer or Yuja, call Blackboard support at the number that's in Paso Dos. Make sure you get a ticket number. It's important that you get Yuja to work, as all your presentations and my presentations will be done in that program. So now it's time for you to explore. If you have any questions, again, please contact me. I want to support you any way that I can. Good luck, mucha suerte, and I look forward to working with you. See you soon. Hasta pronto.
Deja que te diga cosas al oído para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo.